Headlines. President Muhammadu Buhari woos APC governors over choice of successor. 2 Zamfara banditry kingpins, many others killed in rival clash. Bandits abduct Kaduna students, travelers on Birningwari Road burn vehicles. Away from Nigeria, U.S. to provide Ukraine with medium-range rocket systems. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. And now the details. President Muhammadu Buhari holds meeting with the 22 governors of the ruling All Progressives Congress ahead of the much-anticipated presidential primary election, now scheduled to hold from Monday 6th to Wednesday 8th of June 2022. In attendance at the meeting with governors operating under the aegis of the Progressive Governors Forum is the national chairman of the party, Senator Abdullahi Adamu. Only the governor of Kaduna State is being represented by his deputy at the meeting being held at the council chambers of the State House, Abuja. Daily Trust learned that the meeting was convened to discuss the forthcoming presidential primaries and the need to have a united position. The APC postponed its special convention for presidential primary for Sunday 29th to Monday 30th of May 2022 to Monday 6th to Wednesday 8th of June 2022 after the Independent National Electoral Commission extended deadline for the submission of lists of candidates by the political parties. The president later left for Madrid, Spain for a 2-day state visit to the European nation. Aspirants seeking to fly APC presidential flag in the 2023 election Tuesday continued to throng Transcorp Hilton, Abuja to face the party's screening panel. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman reports that among those that faced the screening panel so far is Nigeria's Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, Senate President Ahmed Lawan, among several others. The report.
Postponed for a consecutive 4 times in a row, the APC presidential screening exercise is now taking shape. 2 days of robust engagement between presidential hopefuls and the screening panel. An exercise behind closed doors and away from coverage by the media, just as the aspirants also remain mute. Transcorp Hilton, venue for the APC presidential screening, is witnessing, a beehive of activities at the moment, courtesy of this exercise. So far, a number of presidential aspirants, about 10 of them, have been cleared by the screening panel, including the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, the leader of the party, talking about Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and the immediate past Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi. Other presidential aspirants are on the queue as we speak. This is ahead of the party's national convention scheduled to hold on the 26th of June 2022. As the party is set for a much-awaited special convention to choose a flag bearer, intrigues, suspense, and a sense of uncertainty defines the horizon. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Staying with politics, the lone presidential aspirant of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, Rabiu Kwankwaso, says he is not jittery about the emergence of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar as the flag bearer of the People's Democratic Party, PDP. Kwankwaso made the remark shortly after facing his party's presidential screening panel, saying his exit from the PDP and the APC was as a result of monetization of internal democracy. Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman again reports.
As he awaits the ratification of his clearance by the party at his forthcoming national convention scheduled for the 8th of June, Kwankwaso says he is optimistic that Nigerians will have a choice between the status quo in the country or go for a genuine change that will add value to their lives.
I can assure you that at the end of the day, whoever went and purchased a form for 100 million, even when the money is money being stolen, but to the owners is something that belongs to them because they are yet to be invited by those authorities who should ask them questions. And we have seen also what happened in the last convention, where money was flying.
Kwankwaso clears the air on recent allegation that he negotiated a deal to deliver delegates to one of the PDP presidential aspirants during the party's presidential convention conducted on Saturday.
Some people were alleging that I collected money for my delegates from Kano. I am not a member of PDP. And the last thing any politician of my standing should do is to go and collect money for somebody. But I'm so happy with the statement because they didn't say that I was given money. The money was not for Rabi Kwankwaso. They say I collected for delegates. Now I'm sure the delegates must have heard if I collected their money, they should come and take it.
He also speaks on the choice of his running mate, security challenge facing the country, and his disposition to governance.
Nigerians are sick and tired of what is happening. Every day you find lives of innocent Nigerians are being destroyed, either on the roads or in the market or in the houses, everywhere. And it's like the government and all those who should protect those lives are doing close to nothing.
A civil engineer by profession, Kwankwaso was two-time governor of Kano State, former deputy speaker in the Second Republic, a one-time minister of defense and a diplomat. He has gone through Nigeria's major political parties, SDP, PDP, APC, and now NNPP. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And away from politics, the National Human Rights Commission, in collaboration with the Civil Society Forum, has inaugurated a joint investigative committee on the allegations of loss of 3 lives during the APC governorship primaries in Kano. At a joint press conference on the current political situation in Kano, the groups say that they have received a number of complaints from members of the public that 3 persons were allegedly killed during the primaries. The groups are calling on Kano citizens to come forward with any credible information that will help the committee in carrying out the assignment. The committee is expected to submit its report within 2 weeks.
We have since the receipt of the complaint become uneasy, as the revelations were not only scary but as well unfortunate. Consequently, the leadership of the National Human Rights Commission Kano office as well as the Kano Civil Society Forum, having appreciated the magnitude of the allegation, have both agreed to establish a joint public hearing committee to provide an avenue for the members of the general public to submit their written or oral memorandum regarding the alleged killings of the 30 persons at the APC governorship primaries.
I would like also to call on our teaming units, particularly those that are being used by the political class to perpetrate in this dastardly act, to avoid such, and of course avoid use of drugs, which is the most influencer of this dastardly act. Our teaming units should understand that this political class, their immediate families are now protected by them in whatever aspect of protection, and the teaming units are being used by this class to actualize their unjustified goals.
And on security matters, 2 notorious bandits in Shinkafi local government area of Zamfara state, Dulu and Damaigari, have been killed alongside at least 15 others during an attack on their base by another notorious bandit, Bello Turji. According to Daily Trust, the clash on Tuesday morning is the bloodiest encounter between the 2 sides, who have been locked in a long rivalry. Reports say that Turji mobilized fighters loyal to him who launched an unexpected attack at the Mania hideouts of the rival gang, where they killed some of the gang members, including Dulu himself and Damaigari, who is a younger brother of Bashari Mania, a noted bandit turned intermediary. Spokesman of the Zamfara State Police Command, SP Shehu Mohammed, could not be reached as at the time of filing this report. In a similar vein, bandits in the early hours of Tuesday abducted students and other travelers along the Birnin Gwari Highway. They also burnt 8 vehicles conveying students to their examination for admission into the School of Health at Makarafi, scheduled for Kaduna State University. According to a statement by the Public Relations Officer of Birnin Gwari Emirate Progressive Union, Idris Saidu, the bandits laid siege on 3 different locations on the highway, forcing motorists to make U-turn while some were abducted. One of the students who escaped, Abubakar Haruna Babajo, said 8 vehicles were set ablaze by the bandits after abducting all the passengers, adding that they were lucky to have escaped. Bepu advised intending travelers to either suspend their journey or use other possible alternative routes, saying a large number of bandits were currently stationed at about 3 locations on the highway. Efforts to get police reaction to the kidnap proved abortive, as neither the police commissioner nor spokesman of the State Police Command could be reached as at press time. An unidentified policeman on Tuesday shot the Osun State correspondent of the Nation newspaper, Toba Adedeji, in Oshogbo. Adedeji was rushed to Osun State University Teaching Hospital, where he is receiving treatment. He is said to be in stable condition. The reporter was covering a protest against police brutality by some youths who were also mourning the death of one Abiola Afolabi, who was allegedly killed by police officers last month. Some policemen who came to the area to disperse the youths started shooting sporadically. An eyewitness, Henry Olamileka, said that the policeman also shot a 5-year-old school pupil. The chairman of the Correspondent Chapel of the Nigerian Union of Journalists in the state, Sheena Abubakar, who was at the scene during the shooting, condemned the action of the police. The state governor, Adeboyega Oyetola, in a statement by his chief press secretary, Ismail Omipidan, also condemned the shooting.
At Oloya Junction today,
some guys were coming from Ilesha, where they went to bury one Afolabi allegedly killed by the police. On sighting them under the flyover bridge, we left the office to go and see what was happening. And on getting there, we discovered that they said they wanted to protest. Well, we could have even left the scene, but the elder brother of the deceased was supposed to come and address us. They were there. Some of them were actually unruly, while the others were actually doing their thing without disturbing any other person. About 10 minutes later, policemen suddenly alighted from a Kurokwe and started shooting sporadically into the air. On shooting, everyone, including us, the journalists and the guys, ran for their life. Unfortunately, one of them directed his gun towards the runners and fired the shots. In fact, I had to hold back a corps member, Kemi by name, that was trying to go into that same line. So I had to draw back. Don't go, the guy is shooting at us. So the guy shot and we kept running and we had to take solace in a shop. Suddenly I saw Toba limping on one leg. What happened? They say he was caught. We rushed him down here to the hospital. And before we got to the hospital, I confronted one of the policemen that you guys fired a live bullet. He couldn't respond, and he just turned away from us and went back to the under the flyover. Now I also discovered that a girl was rushed on a bike towards Ashubiaro, and we had to start saying that the bike man should turn around, but he didn't hear. He's running to probably save her. Now we are at Lautech Teaching Hospital. Luckily, the doctors quickly attended to him. The government officials were here. Is currently on the bed stable. However, we demand that the whereabouts of that girl should be made for us to know, because that girl was said to have been sent back to Lautech and referred back to Lautech from Ashubiaro. We were here since we didn't see the girl. So the police is yet to make a comment. They have not said anything about the incident yet, but they should make where that girl is. They should make it available. We should know. We should know about the whereabouts of that girl.
Now, as part of the relentless efforts of the Nigerian Navy in fighting maritime illegalities, the Nigerian Navy has flagged off a multinational maritime exercise codenamed Exercise Eddie Diana, aimed at tackling maritime security threats within the Gulf of Guinea. The exercise is in collaboration with the West and Central African countries, including Togo, Cameroon, Ghana, the European Union, where the United States Coast Guards will tackle anti-piracy, illegal and unregulated fishing, as well as other maritime security threats. The report.
Flagging off exercise Edi Diana, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo at the Federal Ocean Terminal on a River State, urged the Nigerian Navy to strengthen its collaboration with other countries' navies to fight maritime insecurity in Gulf of Guinea and Africa in general. Irabo said it is by building forces together and collaboration that the country will be able to access the benefits inherent from ocean not only for Nigeria but equally for the Committee of Nations.
The whole essence is to rid our maritime domain, especially the Gulf of Guinea, of every maritime security threat. So this exercise is intended to galvanize the capacities and the resources of the various navies that I've just mentioned, so that together we can achieve the objective of security within our commons. So this is why we're here, and the exercise is going to be for the next couple of days.
The Chief of Defense Staff also hinted the federal government's commitment to increase Navy platforms to effectively secure the nation's territorial waters.
Building capacities, I'm sure you know that currently we're faced with myriad of security challenges on land and of course in the maritime environment. And so it requires a constant review of the capacities of the armed forces to be able to do this, such that the training and equipment will be enhanced. So what I referred to was the effort of government to ensure that we increase the capacities of the Navy by way of additional platforms, talking about seagoing vessels. I'm sure you know of the ones that we've gotten, and there are others that are also expected. Then across the range of training, quite a lot has happened with the Navy. I'm sure that what you're seeing on board here attests the fact that quite a lot has happened with respect to training. So this is precisely what I'm talking about, and I'm hopeful that as we remain on this trajectory, and in the few years to come, the armed forces that we have, not only will we be proud of them, they will be able to take out every threat that that faces us before they even occur.
Earlier in his address, the Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Awal Gambo, said the exercise Edi Diana presents ample opportunities for the Nigerian Navy to work together with other national and regional navies in the spirit of the Yaoundé Accord. The exercise is one of the events lined up to celebrate the 66th anniversary of the Nigerian Navy.
You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up shortly. Katsina lepers cry out. Details and more after the break. Join us again. Welcome back. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here's a reminder of our top stories again. President Muhammadu Buhari on Tuesday met with APC governors over choice of successor. 2 Zamfara banditry kingpins, many others have been killed in rebel clash. Now, in other news, May 31st every year is World No Tobacco Day, a day set aside by the United Nations to advocate against harmful effects of tobacco. According to the World Health Organization, tobacco kills millions of people annually in addition to destroying the environment. Ibrahim Ismail examines the significance of the day and filing this report from Gombe.
World No Tobacco Day was set by the World Health Organization (WHO) member state in 1987 and is commemorated each year on 13th May. The theme for 2022 is Tobacco is Killing Us and Our Planet. The aim of the day is to raise awareness on the harmful effect of tobacco use and secondhand smoke exposure. According to a medical expert, smoking exposes the human body to numerous diseases.
Smoking causes chronic obstructive pulmonary disease or chronic obstructive airway disease, whereby patient presents with severe difficulty in breathing, with cough and inability to even sleep. It worsens the asthma, and even those that don't have asthma, smoking increase their risks of having asthma. It also causes cancer of the lungs. Among the cancers that smoking causes, it causes cancer of the lungs, cancer of the esophagus, cancer of the kidney, cancer of the liver. When you take the circulatory system, it causes a thickening of blood, what we call blood clot. So it can cause heart disease, like ischemic heart disease. You see the sudden death of patient from blood clot that blocks the vessels that supply the heart. It causes also stroke. It causes diabetes, because the smokers, they have weak immune system. It causes infection.
Dr. Balla also warned that passive smokers risk having the same diseases as active smokers, adding that the toxic waste from smoking contaminates the environment and has negative impact on both plants and animals. Although some smokers claim ignorance of the effect of the act on the human body, others who smoke do so despite knowing the health-related consequences.
When I am upset, I used to smoke 2 to 3 pieces of cigarette to calm myself before I remember some of my problems. I was white in complexion, while the cigarette tempered with my skin color, although I used some medication to reduce the effect.
The World Health Organization (WHO) says tobacco kills over 8 million people every year and destroys the environment. A research associate from the Center for the Study of the Economics of Africa, Austin Irauya, told Trust TV that smoking kills 29,000 Nigerians every year. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
Now, Babarruga Hospital in the suburb of the ancient city of Katsina was established to treat and take care of leprosy and tuberculosis patients over 50 years ago. As an international referral center for leprosy and tuberculosis, as well as other infectious diseases, the hospital is first of its kind in northern Nigeria. However, since the conversion of the hospital to National Obstetrics Fistula Center in 2013, leprosy and tuberculosis patients have been finding it very difficult to get admission and other follow-up cases in the hospital. Abdullahi Yamadi takes a look at the plight of the patients and the current position of the hospital.
For the past 40 to 50 years, leprosy and tuberculosis patients come to Babarruga Hospital for medication and treatment. The patients, when admitted at the hospital, were later discharged after recuperating to settle at Ereshanye village, which is a stone throw from Babarruga, for regular follow-ups. This continued over time up to 2013, when the hospital was transformed and converted to its present status. However, the transformation did not go down well with the leprosy and tuberculosis patients, who claimed the hospital was established to reduce their sufferings several years ago. As you can see, I am sick. I have a general body pain. Look at my eyes and my skin. All is not well. As it is now, I can't access medical care because of distance issue. Since the Babarruga Hospital ejected us from its services, we are hopeless and helpless. They also blamed authorities for throwing them out of the system after the transformation and conversion of the hospital. Though majority of patients with old and new leprosy cases were not around during this visit to Ershanya village, people such as Sarkim Kutari, his secretary Malam Umar, decry stigmatization and lack of concern to their plight as some of their constraints. All my patients can no longer be admitted to Babbar Hospital since 2013, and we are suffering since then. It's pathetic. As the secretary to Sarkim Kutari, I always take our patients to Kofar Kaura Center, but they don't admit new cases. They only treat those on follow-ups. We have to take our patients to Maradi in Niger Republic. These people say they are dying in silence as a result of abject poverty and the proximity between the village and the Kofar Kaura Center, where they are being referred to for medication. Take a look at my body. Leprosy has finished me. There is no support or help from anywhere. We have been in this condition for a long time now. The medical director of the hospital said that the Katsina State government is providing enough drugs and other medical consumables to treat the patients. He reminds the state government for its earlier pledge to build an infectious disease hospital in Katsina.
For over 40 years, this hospital has been treating fistula patients, TB and leprosy patients. But this center was taken over by the federal government on the 19th of December 2013, precisely to become a federal government institution that treats only fistula patients.
According to her, this could at least reduce the sufferings of the leprosy and tuberculosis patients, besides removing the economic barrier and risk of traveling this long distance to Maradi in Niger Republic for medication. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Remember, you can follow us across all social media platforms and also subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch more. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.